everyone, welcome to my channel. I am Krishnendu Pine. In the earlier video, I have solved the part A portion of CMI MSc Data Science 2019 paper. In this video, I am going to solve the first 9 problems of the part B of this paper. So let's begin. Question number 1. For positive numbers ABC, we have to show that A by B plus B by C plus C by A, this is greater than equal to 3. So as ABC, these all are positive numbers. So A by B, B by C and C by A, these are also positive numbers. So we can apply AM greater than equal to GM, where AM is arithmetic mean and GM is geometric mean. So if we apply this for these numbers, then we will get A by B plus B by C plus C by A divided by 3 is greater than equal to cube root of A by B into B by C into C by A. So it will be A by B plus B by C plus C by A greater than equal to 3 into, this is actually 1. So cube root of 1 is 1, so 3 into 1 equal to 3. So this is proved. Question number 2. X is a number of successes out of n trials where the trials are independent of each other. The probability of success at every trial is P. The probability that there will be exactly k successes out of n trials is given here. The expected number of successes E of x is n into p. If n tending to infinity and p tending to 0, then this probability value tends to e to the power minus lambda into lambda to the power k divided by k factorial, where lambda equal to n. So the question number 2 says that each time a gambler plays a game, there is a 1 in million chance of winning. So probability of success P for every trial is 1 by 10 to the power 6, where 10 to the power 6 is 1 million. The gambler plays the game 1 million times. So total number of trials n equal to 1 million 10 to the power 6. Find the probability of winning the game 0 times. So we have to find probability of x equal to 0. Now probability of x equal to k is given here. So we can apply this, where 10 to the power 6 ck is 0 here into p is 1 by 10 to the power 6 whole power 0 into 1 minus 1 by 10 to the power 6 whole power 10 to the power 6 minus 0, so it is 10 to the power 6. So this is equal to 1 minus 1 by 10 to the power 6 to the power 10 to the power 6. This 10 to the power 6 number is pretty large, so we can consider this case where n tending to infinity. So in this case, this probability is tending to e to the power minus 1. Why 1? Because here lambda equal to n into p. N is 10 to the power 6 and p is 1 by 10 to the power 6. So lambda equal to 1. So it is e to the power minus 1 into 1 power 0 divided by 0 factorial. So it is 1 by e. So 1 by e is the answer. Question number 3. X is a continuous distribution with probability density function fx equal to k into x minus x square, where the value of x is between 0 and 1. K is a normalizing constant. Find the value of k and the expected value of the distribution. So you know, for any probability density function where x is 0 to 1, so we can conclude that integration 0 to 1 fx dx is equal to 1. So if we perform this, then it will be 0 to 1 k into x minus x square dx equal to 1. If you perform the integration, it will be this, and if you put the value of 1 and 0, then it will be k into 1 minus 2 minus 1 by 3, k into half minus 1 by 3 equal to 1. The value of k is 6. Now the expected value. So expected value of x is integration 0 to 1 x fx dx. Why 0 to 1? Because here x varies from 0 to 1. Fx is k into kx minus x square. K here is 6. If you perform this integration, this will be this amount, this value. So it is 6 into 1 by 3 minus 1 by 4. It is 6 into 1 by 12. So it is half. So the expected value is half. Question number 4. 4 friends attending an opera leave their coats at the check room. When they return, each one is handed a coat that does not belong to her. In how many ways can this happen? I am going to solve this with a method which is called inclusion-exclusion principle. I am giving a short example of this. Suppose when you are trying to find A union B union C, number of elements in A union B union C, then you do this number of A plus number of B plus number of C, then you subtract the union part of two sets. So you do number of A intersection B minus number of B intersection C minus number of C intersection B, and then you add the intersection of these three. So number of A intersection B intersection C. So this is an example of inclusion and exclusion principle, where first we add the number of elements in each set, then we subtract the number of elements which is common to any two, then again add the number of elements which is common to 3, and so on. So we are going to use this principle for this problem. So first we will find the number of ways in which the codes can be permuted to the 4 friends. So there are total 4 friends. How many ways the 4 codes can be permuted between them is 4 factorial. So it is 24. Now suppose one friend is getting the code back. So you can choose one friend in 4C1 ways, and the remaining 3 codes are permuting among the remaining 3 friends. In this case, any friend can get their own codes back, but I am just counting the cases where one friend is getting their own code back and I am not telling anything about the others. So the remaining 3 codes can be permuted among remaining 3 friends in 3 factorial ways. So it is 4 into 3 factorial 6, 24. Suppose 2 friends are getting their code back. So similarly, you can choose 2 friends in 4C2 ways, and the remaining 2 codes are permuted in 2 factorial ways. So it is 6 into 2 factorial 2, 12. Now suppose 3 friends are getting their own code back. So it is 4C3 into the remaining friends is getting her own code back. So it is 1. So 4C3 is 4. And the case where everybody is getting their own code back, it is one way. So with this inclusion exclusion principle, we are getting that the total number of ways in which each one is handed a code that does not belong to her is 24 minus 24. This 24 is this one, and this 24 is this one, plus 12 minus 4 plus 1. Okay, so this will be 9. So total number of ways in which one is handed a code that doesn't belong to her is 9. This question number 5, if you see the CMI solution provided in the website, you will see this question is wrong, so I am skipping this. Question number 6, theta equal to log 2 base e. For x belongs to minus theta to theta, fx is e to the power x divided by 1 plus e to the power x. We have to compute alpha and beta, where alpha equal to maximum of fx and beta equal to minimum of fx for this interval minus theta to theta. If we differentiate f with respect to x, we will get f dash x equal to, you will get this one as f dash x. Now for any x, this is greater than 0, so f is an increasing function. Now if we equate this with 0, we cannot find the maxima minima in the usual way. So as this function is an increasing function, we can conclude that it will have its maximum value at theta and the minimum value at minus theta, because the range of x is minus theta to theta. So alpha equal to maximum of fx, which is e to the power theta divided by 1 plus e to the power of theta. Now theta value is log 2 base e, so it is actually 2 divided by 1 plus 2, which is 2 by 3. And similarly beta equal to minimum of fx, which is e to the power minus theta divided by 1 plus e to the power of minus theta. 1 by 2 divided by 1 plus 1 by 2, so it is 1 by 3. So these are values of alpha and beta. Question number 7. Annie is training for the Olympics with Usain Bolt. After a few days of training, Usain challenges Annie to catch him. Usain sets off running very slowly with a view to encourage Annie. He covers 70 meter the first minute, 100 meter the next minute, then 130 meter the minute afterwards, and so on. Annie is told to start 3 minutes later. Having trained hard, he runs 100 meter the first minute, 150 meter the second, and 200 the third, and so on. Annie catches Usain at an integral multiple of a minute. How many minutes did Annie run before catching up with Usain? What were their respective speeds? Let Annie ran x minutes, then Usain ran x plus 3 minutes, and the distance covered by both of them is same. Annie and Usain, the distance covered by both of them is in an AP, where Usain is running in an AP where the first term is 70 and the common difference is 30. 70 meter and 30 meter. And for Annie, the first term is 100 meter and the common difference is 50 meter. So as the distance covered by both of them is same, then in this AP the sum is same for both of them. So for Annie, total number of minutes is x divided by 2 into first term is 100 plus x minus 1 into 50 equal to x plus 3 by 2. First term for Usain is 70 plus x plus 3 minus 1 into 30. So it is x into 100 plus 25x minus 25 equal to x plus 3 into 70 plus x plus 2 into 15. So it is x into 75 plus 25x into x plus 3 into 100 plus 15x. If you just solve this and then you will get the equation x square minus 7x minus 30 equal to 0, and you can factorize this in x minus 10 into x plus 3 equal to 0. So the value of x is 10 and minus 3. X cannot be minus 3 because number of minutes cannot be negative here. So Annie total ran 10 minutes. This is the answer. Now we have to find their respective speeds. So first I'll find the total distance covered by both of them. So the total distance I am calculating for Annie, this is same for Usain. So total distance D is equal to 10 by 2 into 2 into 100 plus 10 minus 1 into 50. So if you calculate this will be equal to 3250 meter. So the speed for Annie is 3250 divided by 10 meter per minute. So it is 325 meter per minute, and for Usain it is 3250 divided by 10 plus 3, 13 minutes. So it is meter per minute. So this is equal to 250 meter per minute. This is the answer. Question number 8. A small circular fire is spreading with its radius increasing at the rate of 1.5 meters per minute. So suppose R indicates the radius and T is the time. So given that dr dt is equal to 1.5 meter per minute. T here is in minute. When the radius of the fire is 5 meters, how fast is the burned area growing? So we have to find the rate in which the burned area is growing. So the area is pi r square. So if we find dA dt is equal to 2 pi r dr. Now dr dt is given 1.5, so it is 2 pi into 1.5 r. It is meters square per minute. So it is 3 pi r meter square per minute. Now we have to find that when the radius of the fire is 5 meters. So when r equal to 5 meters, then dA dt is equal to 3 pi into 5. So it is 15 pi meter square per minute. So this is the rate in which the burned area is growing. Question number 9. Show that among any set of 7 distinct integers, there must exist two integers whose sum or difference is divisible by 10. So suppose a1, a2, a7, these are 7 distinct integers. Suppose there does not exist any two integer among these 7 distinct integers such that their difference is divisible by 10. So here ai minus aj is not congruent to 0 mod 10. We are assuming this because we want to show that if their difference is not divisible by 10, then their sum is going to divisible by 10. When any number is divided by 10, then what may be the remainders? The remainders may be from 0 to 9. Here I am dividing these 10 integers in a way where if you pick any two integers from these sets, from any set, you will find the sum is equal to 10. So in the first group there is only 0. If you add 0 with 0, then it will be again 0, and if you divide this with 10, the remainder is 0. Similarly here, if you take two 5s, then if you add them it is 10, and if you divide them with 10, the remainder is again 0. And pick any one from these. Suppose this 3 7, if you add this will be 10, and if you divide this with 10, the remainder is again 0. So how many number of sets is here? There are 6 sets. Now if I choose 7 distinct integers from these 6 sets, then by Pigeonhole principle there must be two numbers which will fall in same set. So suppose these two numbers are RL and RK. So this RL and RK falls in same set. Then as these two falls in same set, so according to the property of these sets, RL plus RK is congruent to 0 mod 10, right? Now suppose AL and AK are two numbers corresponding to this RL and RK whose remainders are RL and RK. So when we divide AL with 10, the remainder we are getting is RL, and when we divide AK with 10, the remainder we are getting is RK. Then we are getting that AL plus AK, this is congruent to 0 mod 10. So here we can see that this AL and AK, these two numbers are among these 7 distinct integers. So we are getting that there are no two numbers whose difference is divisible by 10, but there exist two numbers among these 7 integers whose sum is divisible by 10. So we have proved the problem. So I have completed the first 9 problems of CMI MSc Data Science 2019 paper part B. I hope it was helpful. Please press the like button if you liked it. Subscribe this channel and share this among friends. See you in the next one. It will be the last 9 problems. Till then, goodbye. Thank you.